Hello to whoever might be listening to this podcast. This is our third episode of the MidFall Podcast. Here I'm joined by my good friend and co-host Josh,
Yo,
and my other good friend and co-host Cyrus.
yes.
Yes. So I guess today what we had for the topic, or we discussed prior to recording that we are just kind of bringing up certain topics, kind of move the conversation along, and just have it be more natural. So there was one thing I was thinking about before um, recording in the first place, and I was looking on YouTube because I was snacking for recording. Um, One of my favorite YouTube channels to watch with my girlfriend, like on our downtime, is a YouTube channel called Nuke's Top Five. And basically all his channel is like horror stuff. It's like, like found footage kind of stuff, like top 10 clips of like ghosts, or like, top 10 clips of like cryptids and stuff like that. So, as my friends know, like I'm very much into like the paranormal stuff, like which is why, like, as we were discussing like in the last episode, one of our favorite games to play was Phasmophobia. Um, and yeah, I just figured if you guys had any thoughts on like those kind of videos on like the like the found footage kind of stuff.
So in terms of like the art form, like if you're talking about like movies that are, obviously fictionalized, that's just pretty cool. I like that format of horror. When if you're talking like like
I was talking
unexplained,
about videos, like just like
like real,
like
like ones that are supposedly real, right?
yeah, just like like the CCTV footage like outside your house like
Yeah.
catches like something
When
like
yeah.
crawling through your front lawn like in the middle of the night or something like that.
I
You
love
know?
that shit. I love that shit. Like I always like had a fascination with like creepy things, I blame my dad mostly. He got me into like, fuck, what is it called? Monster Quest. Monster Quest. Um, it's just like a show regarding like cryptids and stuff, Sasquatch. My dad has a fucking absolute Sasquatch obsession.
That's pretty
Um,
funny.
yeah, he's always watching like like they're like blatantly shitty Netflix movies, like things that put Sharknado to shame. And whenever I do come to visit, he's usually glued onto the TV watching that shit.
Yeah.
I think there was one with like Nazi Sasquatches or some stupid like cliche weird shit, right? My dad's just glued onto it watching. He likes watching the found stuff, like the more you know, like just like the found footage in terms of like CCTV shit. Um, I love the shit that like is verifiably like not fake. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Like if
Yeah.
like obviously it's like a fucking CG thing. I like the shit that kind of makes me guess, that makes me like think a little like, hey, this doesn't look fake.
Yeah,
Shit
I
like
like the
that.
immersion. I like the immersion.
Exactly. It's so hard to find that kind of stuff. It's so far hard to, like when you said Nuke's top five, like in terms of like the eerie things, like I love the what is it called, the ring camera stuff. Is he the one that does
Oh,
that?
yeah. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he has a few of
Yeah.
those, I think.
Yeah, I love those ones because it's like it's real. Like it's people that are like fucking creepy. Like there's one where a dude's wearing a mask trying to break into the door.
Yeah.
There's one where a guy's has like I'm pretty sure has like a knife or something. And is trying to get through the door and the ring camera catches him. Like real shit like that. That shit I fucking like am glued to. Like the real creepy shit and like I believe in ghosts as well, so, like, a lot of videos that are very unexplainable that aren't obviously fucking, like, falsified, which are very hard to find. Um, that stuff is amazing. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Don't catch me in a fucking, haunted asylum fucking playing the Ouija board. Fuck that shit.
Luigi board.
Luigi. Yeah, so,
Luigi
like
board.
exactly. So like, yeah, I love that shit. I love the mysterious stuff.
Yeah. What about you, Yish?
So I think growing up, Luis knows this. I hated that stuff. I always scared me. It scared both of us. Don't get us wrong, but
Oh, it
for
scared me.
me, I
Yeah.
think it scared me more than it scared him. But I hated it growing up.
Mhm.
But nowadays, my thing is like Luis has desensitized me to it so much by forcing me to watch it growing up.
Yeah,
In
no,
our
for
friend
real.
groups, playing games, reading comics, bro. We've like read things, we've watched things, we've gotten scared by so many things. Like nowadays, I don't mind it too much. It's fun, but like I think all three of us can agree like we'd never cross the line with certain things. We'd always just watch or maybe play games about it, but never. I would never actually like cross the line and do stuff like that,
Mm.
like
Yeah,
the Ouija
dang.
board stuff. That's scary. I've seen friends do it, and a friend of mine purposely moved the thing with his fingers to scare everybody, but he misspelled Diablo, so he spelled Diavolo or something like that, or Diabolo, and he was trying to trick everybody, and it was just not worth the hassle. Everyone got spooked.
Yeah, it just totally breaks the immersion.
Exactly, man.
See, I think that kind of shit's funny. And I think a lot of people think that shit would be funny who don't believe in the ghosts until that shit starts moving by itself, and then you're like, okay, fuck, shit's
Hmm.
going down. I'm really trying not to, tempt fate. You know what I mean? I don't catch me touching a fucking Ouija board. Um, but yeah, like, yeah, basically,
Yeah.
shit's creepy. I mean, I've always watched horror movies when I was young, so I was kind of like desensitized to it from the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, Luis, tell us, what got you into it? Were you always into the creepy stuff?
Yes. Always.
Mm,
I don't know what necessarily got me interested in it. I think that my mom was, and I mean, this is just like our interpretation, like from my family's point of view. Um, so my mom and everyone and my sister, like my middle sister,
mhm.
were always like very like spiritual. And what I mean
Yeah.
by that is like, well, my mom was very traditionally like Catholic.
Mhm.
So she prayed a lot and she acknowledged kind of like the existence of ghosts and stuff like that. And my sister was more so, I guess, just more sensitive to that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And growing up in one of the places that I lived at, it was from what we think like haunted, just because like there were like plenty of like unexplainable things that we went through.
Mhm.
More so just like my sisters and I shared a room together, and I would always wake up in the middle of the night, like usually almost around the same time. And if I was still asleep and one of my sisters woke up, like my sister who was more sensitive to this stuff, like she has said like multiple times that she saw like shadows like going under my bed and stuff like that. And like, after that I would wake up. And just other stuff like that. And my mom too, like she's just seen like reflections of like people like in a TV screen, um, when the TV was turned off. And yeah, so I think I kind of like wondered what was going on.
Mhm.
And I kind of got introduced to like the paranormal and stuff like that. And I was just very interested in like I think what still like keeps me like drawn to it is just the unexplainability, like the up for interpretation
Yeah.
kind of thing. Because the kind of like that rush that you get, like I don't know, like if you ever did this, but like when we were little, and I don't know if you've ever played like Ding Dong Ditch.
Yeah.
But, like, like, nearly getting caught like that, it's kinda like one of those experiences, like, kinda witnessing something paranormal, it makes you kinda, like, jump out of your skin and, like,
Yeah, I think
that
it
same kinda tension.
yeah, it's like I think it's more of like Yeah, I know what that feeling is. It's like the unknowing of what's next in a way. It's like a new reality in a way. If that
Yeah,
makes sense. It's
exactly.
like
Yeah.
when you feel the tension of like, yeah, I was a little piece of shit when I was in middle school. I would ding dong DoorDash, we'd play chicken, we'd lay on the fucking lawn and stuff. But it's like that feeling, it's like what's gonna happen? Is there gonna be a dog that comes out? Is this person gonna be like it's always like on the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Um and it's like, yeah, for me personally, I like the feeling of because I'm sure everybody here has a morbid curiosity. It's like the breaking of a world that like you kind of thought worked in a certain way. And then if you see something unexplained, just like in general, or something you don't really understand, it kind of shakes up that whole predefined meaning that you made.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I mean, if you guys are down to talk about ghost stories, we could get into that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, just like shit you experience that you just cannot explain, and therefore you're like, okay, well, there goes that theory. That theory goes right out the fucking window, and you try to like move on with trying to make sense of it. And there's that like total uncertainty when you come across something weird like that. And I
Well,
think that drives a lot of people to, it's just curiosity.
I
Yeah.
think that stuff is nice. It's nice to have the ability to relate to that thing, like you guys just did.
Hmm.
However, this is a little bit on topic, but still like off topic a bit.
Hmm.
Me personally, I kind of believe, kind of don't believe. Like there's certain instances where I do believe in ghosts and stuff like that and spirits, but I don't like when people blame everything on it. When they
Hmm.
blame the smallest of things, like oh a lampshade falls, like oh it's a ghost, or the door closes on itself, oh it's a ghost. I've
Yeah.
had roommates do that, and it just takes away the meaning behind it, and it just makes it feel like a novelty to me.
Hmm.
To me, it's more so. It could be pretty serious. It could be a funny joke and stuff like that. But when everything that is pretty much explainable by normal things that people don't want to listen to is explained as a ghost, that's kind of where it irks me.
Yeah. I mean, for me too, I guess I'm just more so like I believe in the idea and the possibility of like ghosts and stuff like that, but I'm just not. I'm still skeptical within like
Yeah.
people's reasoning for it. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
I think what you're saying is more of like an inert want and craving to have that type of experience where you're like, oh, I don't fucking know. Right. As opposed to like,
being real about the situation, like,
yeah, there's more of
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's more of like yeah, it's like, the way some people think is more of like, I don't know, some people it's just that craving to have that
yeah,
experience, that
to
type of
be out of
experience.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like sure, like I would be lying if I said I didn't want to see a ghost up front.
But
Would I
that's like
yeah, but would I shit and piss and throw up once I saw the ghost? Absolutely.
Probably. Yeah.
Absolutely. I would scream like a fucking, I don't know, something that screams. But
um,
yeah.
yeah, I was just gonna say like, oh, I totally forgot my train of thought. Um, yeah, what was I gonna say? So, what are your so I'll give you an example. I'll ask this question first, and then I'll give you the example or like,
Mhm.
my
Okay.
opinion.
Yeah.
So like, what are your guys' kind of like scariest like kind of being that you've heard about or read about? Because like for example, I listened to this podcast called the Lights Out podcast,
Mhm.
and one thing that I didn't really know about was like entity being kind of ghosts or whatever. Um, is like black eyed children or something like that.
Mhm.
So I guess essentially like from what I've heard is that they're like ghosts or like beings, maybe like possibly demons that make themselves look like children. And essentially, what they do is they'll knock on your door and they'll ask you to come inside.
Mhm.
Hell
And
no.
you should essentially just not let them come inside at all. Like, don't even answer your door, like nothing like that. Um, and you know, like you with them, they bring this like tension and like this like feeling of horror like with them, like especially like when you see their eyes, because I guess like their name suggests, like they're just completely black. And there's been like reports, I'm not saying like they're like legit or whatever, right?
Mhm.
But like there have been reports that like they'll ask people like to get into their cars too. And they'll say like, for example, like, oh, like we lost our mom, or like, oh, my phone doesn't work and like I'm here with like my little brother. Like can I just come inside to borrow your phone to like call our mom or something like that? And I guess like what happens if you like either let them in your car or let them in your house is like I guess they disappear, but they bring like such bad like energy, and like they're just such a bad omen
Mhm.
that like again like possibly not legit, whatever, like reports suggest that you know people who have like let them into their home like have died of like just like bad diseases, or like got like killed or like ran over, like
Holy
just
crap.
stuff like that, right? So it's like super bad stuff that happens if you let them in. But just like that thing, that idea of like something coming up to your door like that is so like scary to me,
Mhm.
especially like when it's in the middle of the night and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, there's something about ghosts and children that just fucking get to me somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too scary for me.
Yeah, it's like my little sister was like always seeing things when she was younger. Um, she stopped now, but like she'd always say like she'd say weird shit like, "Hey, I saw like this figure standing in the hallway, like what like out of nowhere," and I'd be like, "Okay, that's great. Thanks for that." And thank God it stopped because like fuck, I don't know um I don't know how the fuck we'd be able to handle that shit. That type of I don't know. But I mean like there's also like the common thing where it's like oh children are sensitive to like those kinds of things. But yeah, when my grandfather passed away, she'd always say she saw him like walking through the halls and stuff every once in a while and flashing lights outside the window. Um, and yeah, there's just something creepy about that, and even like ghost
That's
children as well.
hella creepy.
Like, bro, if I see a little girl in tattered clothing that fucking like
Nope,
with
that's
black
the
eyes,
nopiest nope that I've ever noped.
no, I would not. I would not.
Yeah. I'd
'Cause it's
probably
like,
just go back to sleep. Sorry.
yeah,
Not even, bro. I couldn't even
Close the door,
go
go
back
back
to
to
sleep.
sleep.
exactly. It's just like,
I'd put on like Ferris Bueller's Day Off or something to make me happy so I can
Ferris
go back to
Bueller's
sleep.
Day
I
Off.
don't know.
yeah, it's just like that thought that like something would exploit the innate need to
Yeah.
nurture like a younger child and take care of it to fucking like just fuck you over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you
It's
have
just
any examples of what Luis said? Because me personally, I don't have any examples of ghosts or spirits that I've read about that necessarily scare me, other than the what was it called, like the Skinwalker or something like that.
Oh
Skinwalker.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Those
the
are
only one
fucking
I've heard of recently that actually creeped me out.
yeah.
Yeah, Skinwalker's really fucking creepy. I think it's also a Wendigo. I don't know if those are two separate things.
Yeah,
They are different.
I've heard them be
Um,
compared a little bit.
so I think they're because they both come from the same like Native American folklore, but from how I understand it, is a skinwalker is like a witch or like warlock that practices like dark magic, and I guess they like take on the appearance of whatever, like either like an animal or like a person, but they look like hella disfigured and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, just to like lure other things in. I've
Hmm.
also heard them described as like demons, like Native American demons.
Hmm.
Because I think what they are is like maybe more so like the spirit of like a Native American like witch or warlock who practices dark magic. It's either
Yeah.
like they are like the witch or like it's like the spirit.
Yeah.
And then from what I understand, a Wendigo is someone who um ate who basically
Has
committed
committed
cannibalism.
cannibalism. Yeah. And oh, sorry, Louis, were you gonna say something else? My bad.
No, that's just basically. I mean, like like the very roughly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know much about that stuff. So when you guys explain it, I've heard about it, but it's still new to me every time someone explains it.
Well, the thing is about that kind of stuff is like there's a lot of real world things that can explain those. I'm not trying to like say like it's all bullshit or anything. I'm just saying it's just creepy that there are real life 100% similar situations um, that could explain these. Or
Well, like, give us an example. Like, what do you mean?
okay, so for example, there's a prion disease. Okay, so prion disease is when um, I haven't read up on it for a minute, but it's roughly speaking, it's like nature's safeguard toward against cannibalism. It keeps species in line. So basically, if you were to eat the brain matter of the same species, um, you can develop this protein in your brain or in your body that is misfolded slightly. You have a lot of these proteins in your body, but I'm pretty sure it's just a random misfolding. It's also linked to cannibalism of this protein can cause a chain reaction, which causes all of the other proteins. I don't know if it's the same exact protein or whatever protein in your body, but it basically triggers a chain reaction in which those proteins will all misfold eventually. This is like what happens with mad cow disease. This is what happens with uh, deer like wasting disease, and basically it just go you go insane. So there are a lot of documentations of like deer basically falling apart essentially and still being alive, not really having much brain function. I'm gonna look up deer wasting disease real quick. Um, and a lot of like random like disfigurements, weird like growths growing on on these deer once they develop this issue. Um, so it's all caused for the most part by these misfolding proteins, and it happens in humans as well. If you were to eat human brain tissue, you'll also develop, you know, similar symptoms. The mad cow disease literally is also misfolded prions or misfolded proteins, which are prions. So like yeah, it's just very interesting because it's like real life has a lot of scary shit, and then like you got the zombies, right? And there's a fungus called cordyceps which affects ants, literally
Yep.
takes control of them,
Yep.
and has them go up to a high place,
Yep.
and
Just
then
so they could, grow like a stem out of their head and,
exactly
reproduce that way. Yeah.
exactly, and it's like bruh, that kind of shit's crazy. So like wendigos, yeah, there are a lot of fucking things that are just like
Well, that can explain like, that's kind of an explanation for like the Wendigo, right? But like
yeah,
not necessarily like the Skinwalker. Well, I mean, not to say that there wouldn't be,
yeah,
right? Or that there isn't. But I'm just more so saying like,
yeah,
yeah, these are examples. I mean, like, I guess most of these kind of like legends, like stories are kind of come from
yeah,
reality, like are based in reality.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah.
But I mean, there's also a lot of things that aren't explainable. For example, like, sorry if I'm. Let me know if I'm talking too much. By the way, please. Um, so like, for example, there are a lot of reports of random like demonic screaming happening in forests out of nowhere, right? Um, you got the spirit, the banshee, right? Which basically screams. You can hear it
Oh, dude, I
in the
hate
forest.
that thing. I was so scared of
Yeah,
that for a while once I learned like what it actually was.
yeah,
Oh
and it's
yeah.
meant to mark your death basically when you hear it.
I
And
don't think it's necessarily so I've heard that it's that that there's gonna be like a death like in your life or like like basically
yeah,
it's just like saying that somewhere around you like it's just calling for death like
yeah,
or your own as well.
Yeah.
It's funny you bring up the banshee too because I like my favorite hat just says banshee like
mhm,
on it. It's a Bones album named
yeah,
Banshee. Yeah.
yeah. But well, the thing is, which is creepy about it, is that when they were hearing these screams, they figured out it's really just the mating call for mountain lions. So these mountain lions are like, fuck me," and they're trying to
Oh
make.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And if
Oh
you look up the videos of mountain lion calls, like the screams, it's fucking like if you have no idea what a fucking mountain lion is and you're just going out there and you hear this shit, you will fucking I would personally
Shit your
fucking
pants, dude.
die. I would have a
yeah.
heart attack, dude. It's nothing to fuck around with. Like if you don't know what the fuck that is, um what was I going to say? But the thing is, the story of the banshee originates over from Ireland and Scotland.
Oh
Mountain
yeah,
lions are only found in North America.
yeah.
There are no big cats in the Scotland Ireland area.
Hmm.
I'm gonna fact check myself. I'll tell myself. I'll tell you guys if I'm an idiot. Big cats
Oh
found.
shit, they actually have the largest population of nah.
They actually have all of them. Okay, so the lynx. They have the native Irish cat, the lynx. Let me see if the lynx has a call. Because like, there's something. I think there's something really specific about the mountain lion. I could have just fucked myself here. Okay, no, they have also have a call. It's pretty loud.
Oh yeah. Little fun fact
Okay.
about the big cats. Apparently the cheetah is like one of the weakest in terms of its bone structure.
Oh
Saw
yeah,
that in a
they're meant to
video.
be light, fast.
Like a glass cannon. Minus the
Yeah,
cannon.
Huh?
yeah. Okay, so I'm a fucking idiot. The lynx is located in the uh
Isn't the
yeah, they're
lynx in like the
located
cold area?
yeah, in the cold area in Ireland.
Okay.
So, I mean that does, kind of give a good explanation for what the banshees might be. Where that originated from because they do scream, not like mountain lions because mountain it's a fucking different gravy. It is
Different gravy.
absolutely have you guys heard the mountain lion call?
Not in a long
No.
time if I have.
Okay. I'm
Been a
gonna
minute.
post a video. Like you hear this shit, like I recommend anybody watching this look up the mountain lion scream video from Weston Yancey. You will shit your pants. It is not something to play with. Like if you were like, yeah, I'm just saying, like if you did not know what a fucking mountain, if you did not know mountain lions made that noise, bro, I would be fucking like hoofing it to the nearest fucking car easily if after hearing it once. I
Yeah.
just posted it
Oh
in
my
the
gosh.
Let me
right.
actually play it for the people listening real quick so they don't have to
Yeah,
click off.
go for it.
Make sure the sound isn't too high.
Credits go to Weston Yancey.
Yeah, I'm listening to it. One sec. What?
Yeah, that's insane.
Okay, I stopped the video. That's actually insane.
Right? Bro, it gave me
Bro.
goosebumps when I first heard that.
I did not expect it might be a little quiet for the viewers, so we'll probably edit the sound of this podcast, which we'll probably do with every podcast. But that was I didn't expect it to be like that. But oh
Bro,
my god,
it's like a woman. It sounds like a woman screaming.
Yeah, one of the first comment that I see says, "My grandpa always told us, if you hear a woman screaming in the woods, go the other direction. It's not a woman, it's a mountain lion."
Exactly.
yeah, it's probably something I'll keep in mind now. Not even as a joke, like actual serious thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's any mountain lions in Texas, is there?
No, but like whenever I visit, doesn't does
Yeah,
California
yeah,
have them?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We
it
have like
happens
a
pretty often there.
big population. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's big, but it's not uncommon to see them, is what I'm trying to
They're
say.
found in South Texas, portions of
Oh
Hill
shit.
Country, Trans-Pecos. Um, yeah, they now occur in more countries than they did 10 years ago and appear to be expanding their range in central Texas. Have fun with that, Josh.
I lived there at one point. It's not scary.
Yeah. Did I
You
just
never?
did I
Go
just
ahead.
dox Josh by accident?
No,
Go find him, guys. Good luck.
What the
they'll never
fuck?
find
Go
me.
find him. Go find him.
That's
Find
just such
Cyrus.
a yeah. What was I gonna say? Um, I've actually kind of been contemplating on like going camping. Like it seems fun.
It's fun. It's just like you have to be prepared. You have to bring a lot of water, bro.
Bro, I'm bringing a
Oh
Yeah.
my
fucking
god.
gun. Fuck that shit.
Like camping is no joke. Like I went as a kid and then I've had friends go recently and I wanted to go but I didn't. And it's just one of them they brought water one time, my friends. One of them knew how to hike and stuff like that. He told everyone to bring water. And only
Mhm.
one guy didn't bring enough water and that dude was dead on their hike. Like he was not actually dead, but he was like
Yeah.
dehydrated climbing up the hill with them thinking it was like a mountain. That's how bad it was for him because he didn't bring enough water. He brought
Yeah, dude.
one giant water bottle's worth, but that was not enough.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, dude. If I ever
So
go camping. Sorry, go
yeah, they
ahead, Josh.
also it depends on what sort of camping you're doing. Like if you're gonna do tents, if you're gonna build your own shelter, which I hope you won't, and if you're gonna have like an RV and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I would want to just do like tents.
Yeah.
There's something like I want to like I don't know. I guess experience that.
Yeah.
'Cause I've never been camping.
I mean, like, if it's like a big camp trip, like, I definitely would like to bring a gun. Like, cause like, I don't know, man. There's something about like putting yourself. There's nothing really.
I got you, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah, you know,
Anything
right?
comes towards you, dude, step right in front of it.
Yeah.
Not really. Fuck that. But
No, bro, but it's like there's nothing better to like kind of like take yourself out of the food chain than a fucking gun. You know what I mean? Because we're not really handled. If you fist fight a lion, mountain lion, you're gonna
Oh
lose.
no, you're
Like
dying and you
nine
can't
times out of
outrun it.
10,
You
you're gonna
can't outrun
fucking lose.
any animals.
Yeah,
Bears you can't
exactly.
outrun. If a shark could run, you could not outrun a shark. If
Yeah,
a
you can't.
polar bear was there, you can't outrun it. Nothing. You
Yeah,
can't outrun anything. I don't care
yeah,
what anybody
bro.
says. Even an elephant, you cannot outrun an elephant.
Bro, imagine you get out of a fucking pool, you get out of the fucking water, being chased by a shark, and it just sprouts legs, bro. You're just like, just give up.
Just
Have fun
grows
with
legs
that.
out of its gills.
Yeah,
well, I think sharks. There's a certain species of sharks that can actually like stay out of the water for like a little bit.
Oh crap.
mm.
That's scary.
But what was I gonna say? Um, I mean, hey, why don't you just get a gun, Cyrus?
It's expensive. Also, I feel like with my stupid luck, I will get the wrong fucking gun. That's
The
illegal.
wrong gun?
Yeah, the
Wait,
wrong.
like at a Bass Pro Shop? You're not gonna
Oh,
get an
true.
illegal gun out
Actually, I
of
could
there.
just. Yeah, true. I could.
You just do the research and talk to an employee there, and that seems like they know what they're talking about, and just go back home and research again. That's really
Yeah,
what
it
you
doesn't
should
have to
do.
be like some crazy fucking like. It doesn't have to be a Glock. Honestly, I've
Yeah.
always wanted like a Mosin Nagant, like a World War II Mosin Nagant.
I actually know what that is because that was one of the guns that I would always choose on default when I played games online. It was
Yeah,
the only one I could recognize.
same. It's an
I just
iconic
see
World War
that
II
name, I'm like,
weapon.
oh, I'll choose this one. It looks cool. Like the name at
Yeah,
least.
exactly. So like nothing
The one
crazy.
that looks like the pistol from Origins?
No, it's like a whole ass rifle.
Oh,
Yeah. Um. Here, I'll post a picture up. It's pretty iconic. Like you'll recognize it.
Yeah.
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure they're rather expensive though, and they're also really powerful. They're like
yeah,
they have a really bad kick.
but we should go camping sometime, Cyrus. And you
So
too, Yosh.
I'm
yeah,
definitely down for camping. One thing I will say, the only rule I'm having is that Somebody has to bring bug spray.
Oh yeah.
Oh, bro,
We
dude,
need
mosquitoes
that,
fucking
bro.
love me, bro. I will be the
Yeah,
bug
me
spray.
too.
I'll be taking all the fucking mosquito
I'm gonna
hits
be
for you,
having
bro.
bumps the entire camping trip. Like,
Dude,
not
I'm
even just
pissed.
from mosquitoes, just allergies in general. My allergies are horrible, but I love camping. Dude, fishing during a camping trip is so much fun too. I'm not even a
Mm,
fisherman. I just did that growing up. One time I think I told Luis about this. One time I got a fishing hook stuck in my thumb and I just ripped it out.
Yeah.
Jesus
It
Christ,
was
Josh, calm
bad.
down.
I was so stupid when I took it out. I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want the trip to be canceled. So I
Mm.
just kept it to myself and cleaned it up
I didn't
myself.
want the trip to be canceled.
Yeah, like we just got there. I didn't want it to end. So I just cleaned it up right after and just put bandages over it or whatever.
God, that's hella funny. Yeah, I mean, you can fish with a gun too. You know what I mean? There's like multiple utilities.
Oh my gosh, stop.
Oh my god.
You get-
That's so
Wait,
funny.
okay. A little bit off topic, but still on topic. Have you guys seen the show Naked and Afraid?
Of course.
Yeah, bro, I am
Dude.
naked and afraid. I'm actually naked right now.
That show is so freaking cool. Like the amount of things they do with such limited resources is so cool to me.
Josh really just just, I'm sorry. Just the way you like talked over that, just like trying to ignore it. It's just hella funny.
Yeah.
Bro, bro, yeah, I don't like the thought of being naked outside and being
Oh
afraid.
yeah. I don't like the
I don't
thought of
like
being afraid in general.
Yeah, I don't like either ideas. So it's fun to watch someone else suffer for me, you feel me?
Someone who
Yeah.
kind of knows what they're doing, at least more than me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool to learn from them too and see them succeed or hopefully not fail.
Bro,
Yeah.
I at least would like a pair of like boxer briefs or some shit. Just like those are vulnerable parts. You know what I
Some
mean? They're just
socks, some boxer briefs, some
Oh, they're
socks.
just socks. Yeah, you're just naked, your nuts are hanging out. Just socks.
Just
Socks and
socks.
sandals.
Well, who said the socks were for my feet?
All right, you're asking for too
Exactly.
much, Cyrus. Socks and sandals? That's a little much, buddy.
Yeah, bro.
They're like, all right, Cyrus, choose one.
You act like being naked. Okay, I see what you're saying. Um, but yeah, no, naked and afraid's fucking that would be.
Would you guys ever go on that?
No.
Mm,
If I
mm,
was experienced, maybe,
yeah, if I was
but
experienced,
probably
perhaps,
not.
but yeah.
There's very few reality shows I'd go on, and that's probably a topic for another podcast episode.
What's another one?
You think people are
Another one,
self-conscious about their wieners when they go on there?
Heck
I have no
yeah.
clue. But another one that would probably go on is like
Circle.
maybe
Or the circle.
I would do that because it's such a. I would say it's pretty easy to be on a show like that because you're not in any real danger.
What is
But
it?
maybe The Circle. It's like the social media Netflix show.
Yeah, you're not in immediate danger of being eaten by a fucking animal. Yeah.
Yeah. So I could see myself on anything like that, sure. But I think a cool show to be on if once I get to a physically fit point would be The Challenge.
Hmm.
It's an MTV show, but it's like they do actual physical challenges and it's really cool.
Hmm.
It's fun.
When you
Yeah.
come, Josh, we gotta find like a parkour park or something like that to go
Yeah, like an
to
American
visit.
Ninja Warrior Park or something. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, that'd be super dope.
I'm definitely down to visit one and just see what happens.
Hmm.
Hopefully I don't fail though.
Hopefully, I just do better than everyone else. Not everyone else. Hopefully, I do better than the worst person that we
We all
take
know
with
who
us.
that is.
Hmm.
Yeah,
We're not gonna name drop the person, but we definitely know who that'll be.
fucking Glenn.
No, Glenn would not. Well, actually, maybe. I think Glenn could do it, but I don't know.
Oh,
We'll
or
see.
Aaron, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's probably gonna cover this episode since I think we've been talking for a little while now.
Yeah, almost 40 minutes, so I think we actually should cut it here and keep the next things we want to talk about for the next episode.
Bet.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good.
All right.
Well, we
Make
hope
sure
you
you
enjoyed this episode. Sorry to cut you off. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, we just hope you enjoyed this episode. Keep
yeah,
closing it off, Josh.
follow or subscribe, whatever the button says. We'll figure it out once we upload this to Spotify or whatever other platform.
Please stay subscribed for the next episode where I hop a fence.
What?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
If we get 1,000 monthly listeners, we'll post a video of that.
Right on my face. All right.
All right, that's it.
Yes. Catch you
All
next
right.
time.
Peace.